Hello friends. Have you ever wondered what happens when two fires collide, not to destroy, but to create something so vibrant it could light up an entire universe? That's exactly what it's like when a Sagittarius man and a Leo woman come together. Their connection is a dazzling fireworks show, bold, daring, and utterly unforgettable. But how do they truly get along in love, in bed, in marriage, in friendship, and even in business? Let's dive deep into this cosmic dance and uncover every sparkling secret. Love compatibility, a firestorm of passion. When a Sagittarius man first locks eyes with a Leo woman, it's not just a fleeting glance or a polite exchange of words, it's a full-blown cosmic event. Their meeting feels less like an introduction and more like two bright stars hurtling through space, finally finding their rightful orbit around each other. There's an immediate, undeniable magnetic pull, an electrifying sense of familiarity that neither of them can logically explain. It's that rare, almost mystical feeling of, "Where have you been all my life?" Why is the chemistry so instant and so potent? It's all in their elemental DNA. Both Sagittarius and Leo are fire signs, meaning they are born of the same raw, primal energy, passion, ambition, vitality, and a nearly insatiable thirst for experience. They don't just live, they burn through life, seeking excitement, grand adventures, and stories worth telling. When two fire signs collide, they don't just spark, they ignite into something extraordinary, a partnership that feels both exhilarating and destined. The Leo woman, magnificent and radiant, is ruled by the mighty sun, the very center of the solar system. She naturally commands attention without even trying, her aura glowing with confidence, generosity, and pride. Deep inside, she craves admiration, not empty flattery, but genuine recognition of her heart, her spirit, and her larger-than-life dreams. She seeks a partner who sees her not just for her beauty or her strength, but for her soul. Enter the Sagittarius man. He is ruled by Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system, known for its boundless optimism, curiosity, and thirst for growth. Sagittarius doesn't just admire Leo's brilliance, he is utterly captivated by it. He is drawn to her like a moth to a flame, but unlike others, he doesn't seek to extinguish her fire or compete with it. Instead, he celebrates it, fuels it, and dances joyfully in her glow. For him, loving a Leo woman isn't about possession, it's about reveling in her majesty and finding inspiration in her every move. However, even a cosmic love story isn't without its challenges. Sagittarius values freedom above nearly everything else in life. His soul is that of the eternal explorer, not just in a physical sense, but intellectually and emotionally too. He needs wide-open spaces, endless possibilities, and the autonomy to chase whatever wild dream strikes his fancy. Leo, while fiercely independent and confident, has moments when she craves undivided attention and heartfelt reassurance from her partner. She wants to feel cherished, prioritized, and adored, not occasionally, but consistently. So, does this essential difference spell doom for their love? Absolutely not, if they approach it with trust and understanding. Leo's innate self-assuredness often means she doesn't fall into the traps of jealousy or insecurity easily. Sagittarius, in turn, is refreshingly honest and transparent, rarely giving Leo reasons to doubt his loyalty. As long as they maintain open communication and mutual respect, these differences can actually make their bond stronger, teaching each other valuable lessons about love, trust, and individuality. Their relationship is a symphony of shared laughter, exhilarating adventures, and deeply rooted affection. It's less about sitting across from each other at a candlelit dinner and more about sitting side by side in a car, speeding down a deserted highway with the windows down, singing at the top of their lungs. It's about chasing sunsets together, having spontaneous philosophical debates at 2 a.m., and throwing caution to the wind simply because life is too short not to. Their love is alive, restless, and ever-evolving, just like the fire that fuels them. The Sagittarius man and Leo woman create a relationship that feels like living inside a novel that's too exciting to ever put down. They are partners in crime, fellow dreamers, and fearless adventurers, always finding new ways to keep the fire burning. They are not afraid to challenge each other, laugh at themselves, or embrace the chaotic beauty of life's unexpected turns. Together, they don't just survive, they thrive. Quote to remember: love is not about possession. It's about appreciation. No two signs embody this wisdom better than Sagittarius and Leo, whose love story teaches us that the brightest flames are those that are fed by freedom, laughter, and unshakable mutual admiration. Sexual compatibility, a wildfire of desire. When a Sagittarius man and a Leo woman enter each other's lives, the spark between them is so immediate, so powerful, that it feels like the universe itself leans in to watch. This isn't just chemistry, it's pure, unfiltered alchemy. Their connection defies simple explanation, it's a roaring fire that consumes hesitation, doubt, and fear, leaving only raw, exhilarating passion behind. Their bodies communicate with a kind of instinctual fluency, as if they've known each other for 1,000 lifetimes, and now, finally, they are reunited. The Sagittarius man is an adventurer at heart, not just across continents, but across every experience life has to offer. In the bedroom, he brings the same daring spirit. For him, intimacy is not just about pleasure, it's about discovery, freedom, and playful experimentation. Every touch is a question: what's possible if we step a little further into the unknown? His energy is infectious, light, unpredictable, full of boyish excitement that sweeps Leo off her feet. The Leo woman, ruled by the blazing sun, steps into intimacy with a power and confidence that is nothing short of mesmerizing. She does not merely respond, she creates the moment, elevating it into a performance that's both passionate and deeply authentic. Her sensuality is a natural extension of her personality, bold, luxurious, and deeply giving. She brings a regal kind of seduction, not just seeking pleasure for herself, but wanting to deliver an unforgettable experience to her partner. With her, intimacy is a celebration, a grand, golden moment where she shines her brightest. Together, Sagittarius and Leo transform the act of love into an exhilarating journey. It's never routine, never predictable. Each encounter feels like setting off on a wild expedition with no map, just two explorers who trust each other enough to dive headfirst into the unknown. They challenge each other, inspire each other, and ignite fires within each other that no one else has even come close to touching. Their sexual dynamic thrives on spontaneity and theatricality. One moment, it's rough, wild, and filled with unstoppable laughter; the next, it's slow, worshipful, and filled with deep, smoldering eye contact that says everything words cannot. Sagittarius's playful teasing perfectly complements Leo's love for drama and excitement. Whether it's a spontaneous getaway weekend or an impromptu dance in the living room that turns into something far more intimate, every experience between them feels fresh and electric. Humor and lightheartedness are crucial parts of their bond. Unlike many couples who take intimacy too seriously or fear vulnerability, Sagittarius and Leo aren't afraid to laugh in the heat of the moment, to make mistakes, or to play without judgment. This playful approach only deepens their connection, because it's built not on expectations, but on joy, authenticity, and raw human emotion. At a deeper level, what makes their physical connection so resilient is their profound mutual admiration. Sagittarius reveres Leo's courage, her sensuality, her bold refusal to be anything but completely herself. Leo, in turn, adores Sagittarius's wild heart, his unfiltered honesty, and his refusal to settle for mediocrity. Their trust in each other creates a safe space where desires can be explored without fear, where vulnerability becomes strength, and where true emotional intimacy can flourish alongside physical pleasure. Neither of them is content with surface-level connection. Over time, as their bond deepens, their intimacy evolves into something even richer. It becomes a sacred ritual, a physical expression of the deep emotional and spiritual trust that has taken root between them. They don't just satisfy each other's bodies, they nourish each other's souls. Their shared fire only grows brighter with time, fueled by continuous discovery and an unwavering commitment to keeping their passion alive. Boredom. completely alien to them. Every night could be different, every touch a new beginning. Whether they are exploring exotic fantasies or simply savoring the magic of the moment, Sagittarius and Leo infuse every experience with a sense of wonder, gratitude, and excitement. They live for intensity, and they create a private world where that intensity is not only welcomed but celebrated. In short, when a Sagittarius man and a Leo woman unite, they don't just light up a room, they set the world ablaze. Their sexual compatibility is a living wildfire, raw, powerful, dynamic, and breathtaking in its beauty. It's the kind of connection most people only dream about, and for them, it's just the beginning of a lifetime of passion, adventure, and limitless love. Marriage compatibility, royalty meets the explorer. Marriage between a Sagittarius man and a Leo woman isn't your typical love story. It's a sweeping epic, a dazzling fusion of grandeur and adventure, where passion meets possibility at every turn. Think fairy tale castles, but add a rope swing over a jungle river and a hidden map to undiscovered treasures. Their union feels like living inside a fantasy novel where the queen rules with a golden heart, and the explorer charges ahead with limitless enthusiasm, side by side, writing their own legend. Leo brings to the marriage an irreplaceable warmth, a sense of loyalty so fierce it could light cities, and an almost magnetic ability to make any space feel like home. She creates an environment where love is not only celebrated but worshipped, where devotion is the currency and laughter the anthem. She gives Sagittarius something he secretly craves but rarely finds, a hearth, a kingdom, a place where he belongs without sacrificing his spirit. Meanwhile, Sagittarius offers Leo a life most only dare to dream of. With him, the world is an open road, sparkling with adventures waiting to unfold. He injects discovery, novelty, and an ever-refreshing energy into their shared existence. For him, marriage is not a cage or a closing of doors, it's a partnership where every chapter is a new adventure. He teaches Leo that stability doesn't have to mean stagnation and that love can grow stronger when it's fed by change, exploration, and constant learning. Together, they create a marriage that strikes a rare balance, deeply rooted yet wildly free. Their home doesn't look like a museum of rules and routines, it's a dynamic, breathing place where life happens in all its chaotic, beautiful, technicolor glory. Their house is filled with spontaneous dance parties, impromptu weekend getaways, deep philosophical discussions over breakfast, and celebrations of even the smallest victories. Pets? Absolutely. Kids. If they choose to have them, their children will grow up in a world where courage, curiosity, and laughter are more valuable than gold. But no epic story is without its challenges. The very traits that make them so magnetic to each other can, if left unchecked, turn into points of friction. Leo, despite her confident exterior, sometimes needs reassurance, not just in words, but in consistent, tangible gestures of love and commitment. If Sagittarius gets too swept up in solo adventures or intellectual pursuits, Leo might feel neglected or unappreciated, leading her to demand more attention than Sagittarius is naturally inclined to offer. Conversely, Sagittarius thrives on freedom, on wide-open spaces and the thrill of the unknown. If Leo's natural possessiveness crosses into control, even out of love, Sagittarius may begin to chafe, feeling as though the walls are closing in. His instinct would be to push away, to protect his independence at any cost, which can wound Leo's proud heart. However, these challenges are not insurmountable, not even close. Their greatest strength lies in their capacity for open, honest communication. When they talk openly about their needs, fears, and dreams, they become unstoppable. Sagittarius's brutal honesty, delivered with his natural optimism, combines beautifully with Leo's directness and emotional bravery. They don't play games. They don't dance around problems. They face issues head-on, hand in hand, ready to fight for each other rather than against each other. Over time, this marriage has the potential to mature into one of those rare, awe-inspiring partnerships that others look at and wonder, how do they make it look so easy? The answer, of course, is that it isn't always easy, it's a choice they make every day. A choice to adventure together, to grow together, to weather every storm with laughter, loyalty, and an unshakable belief in their bond. Their shared life will be anything but ordinary. They might host dinner parties that feel more like carnivals, with musicians, magicians, and poets in attendance. They might spend anniversaries not at a fancy restaurant, but trekking through ancient ruins or learning to surf at a secluded beach. Their greatest memories will come not from perfect moments, but from imperfect, hilarious, spontaneous experiences they couldn't have planned even if they tried. Children raised by this pair will likely be fearless and spirited, with big dreams and even bigger hearts. They'll learn from Leo's loyalty how to build meaningful relationships and from Sagittarius's adventurous spirit how to live boldly, with curiosity and compassion. Marriage between a Sagittarius man and a Leo woman, when nurtured with care, becomes more than a bond between two people, it becomes a legacy of joy, freedom, strength, and endless wonder. Friendship compatibility, partners in crime. Before they ever share a kiss, exchange wedding vows, or even realize the full depth of their feelings, a Sagittarius man and a Leo woman often form a friendship so powerful, so dynamic, it feels almost destined. Whether or not romance ever enters the picture, their bond as friends is something remarkable, the kind of connection people search for their entire lives and rarely find. Picture Thelma and Louise racing into the unknown, Frodo and Sam traversing impossible landscapes, or Batman and Robin saving the day with unmatched synergy. Together, Sagittarius and Leo become an unstoppable team, a living, breathing celebration of loyalty, laughter, and mutual inspiration. Leo, with her radiant heart and fierce loyalty, becomes the kind of friend who would fight dragons for someone she loves. Sagittarius, with his irrepressible optimism and adventurous soul, becomes the friend who will make sure no dragon slaying happens without a few hilarious detours and an epic story to tell afterward. When these two connect, it's as if they recognize a fellow fire starter, someone who not only understands their energy but amplifies it. One of the magical aspects of their friendship is the way they continuously lift each other up. Leo's natural instinct is to protect and support those she cares about, and she offers Sagittarius a kind of unwavering belief that he sometimes doesn't even give himself. She reminds him that his dreams are not only valid but attainable, pushing him to aim higher without fear. Meanwhile, Sagittarius infuses Leo's life with a sense of endless possibility. Whenever her courage wavers, rare, but it happens, he's there to remind her that life is too grand to play small, too short not to take wild chances. His words are often the spark that reignites her inner fire. Their conversations are a pure joy to witness. They can sit in a coffee shop for hours, lost in discussions that leap from the meaning of life to outrageous travel ideas to rating the best pizza joints in town with the intensity of Olympic judges. Philosophy, politics, dreams, heartbreaks, no topic is off limits. They challenge each other intellectually without ever making the other feel small, and they laugh with the kind of abandon that can make strangers around them smile without even knowing why. Playful teasing is practically their love language in friendship. Sagittarius can't resist poking fun at Leo's occasional dramatic flair, while Leo delights in pointing out Sagittarius's inability to stick to a single plan without suggesting 5 alternatives halfway through. But beneath the teasing lies deep, profound respect. Sagittarius admires Leo's strength and loyalty, Leo treasures Sagittarius's honesty and refusal to be anything other than authentic. Trust forms the bedrock of their friendship. Leo, ruled by the mighty sun, values loyalty above almost anything else. She needs to know that her friends are true, dependable, and brave enough to stand by her even in the worst storms. Sagittarius, ruled by expansive Jupiter, treasures honesty and freedom. He needs friends who let him be himself without trying to clip his wings. Amazingly, they find exactly what they need in each other. Leo gives Sagittarius the freedom to roam, trusting that he'll always come back, and Sagittarius gives Leo the kind of raw, unwavering loyalty that proves she's never alone. Their friendship isn't just supportive, it's wildly fun. These two don't just have movie nights, they turn them into themed events. They don't just travel, they embark on spontaneous road trips with no GPS and only a vague destination in mind. They live fully, seizing every opportunity to create memories that will turn into legendary stories they'll retell for decades. Whether it's pulling an all-nighter to watch meteor showers or cooking an extravagant meal just because they felt like it, Leo and Sagittarius know how to make even the mundane sparkle with magic. Of course, like any deep bond, there can be moments of tension. Sagittarius's blunt honesty can sometimes wound Leo's pride if delivered without a little sugarcoating, and Leo's need for attention can occasionally frustrate Sagittarius if it feels too demanding. But these bumps are rarely deal-breakers. Their respect for each other runs too deep, their laughter too contagious, their history too rich to let small grievances stand in the way. They're both quick to forgive, quicker to make up, and even quicker to turn a misunderstanding into a joke that will have them roaring with laughter. Business compatibility: dream big, achieve bigger. When a Sagittarius man and a Leo woman join forces in business, something extraordinary happens. This isn't just a partnership, it's a powerful collision of vision, ambition, and pure drive. Together, they create a synergy that turns ordinary ideas into world-changing movements. Sparks fly, but they're the kind of sparks that ignite innovation, inspire teams, and push industries forward. Separately, they are formidable; together, they are virtually unstoppable. The Sagittarius man steps into any business venture with an explorer's heart and a philosopher's mind. He brings to the table visionary ideas that others might not even dare to imagine. Where others see risk, he sees opportunity; where others hesitate, he says, "Why not?" His boldness fuels the creation of strategies that are daring, unconventional, and often years ahead of their time. He isn't afraid to gamble when he believes in the dream, and he usually does, wholeheartedly. Meanwhile, the Leo woman approaches business like a queen ruling her kingdom. She possesses innate leadership abilities, exuding charisma, confidence, and an undeniable magnetism that draws others to her vision. People naturally follow her because she leads with passion and purpose. Leo doesn't just have ideas, she makes them real. She has the force of will to bring projects to life, the discipline to see them through, and the fierce heart to defend them against any opposition. While Sagittarius dreams up the impossible, Leo makes sure the impossible gets done. What makes them such a dream team is their complementary strengths. Sagittarius energizes Leo with endless new possibilities, keeping their business dynamic, fresh, and evolving. Leo grounds Sagittarius's big ideas, taking those soaring concepts and turning them into tangible success stories. She understands that vision without execution is just fantasy, and with her at the helm, fantasy becomes reality. Importantly, their mutual respect plays a crucial role in their success. Leo, though a natural leader who loves the spotlight, is wise enough to recognize and value the brilliance of Sagittarius's innovations. She doesn't see him as a threat but as an asset, a wellspring of genius ideas that can take their venture to soaring new heights. Sagittarius, in turn, deeply respects Leo's leadership style. He appreciates her ability to organize, motivate, and drive a team with clarity and purpose. He is more than willing to let her take the steering wheel, provided he has the freedom to explore, innovate, and experiment without micromanagement. However, even the most powerful partnerships face challenges. Sagittarius's insatiable curiosity can sometimes become a double-edged sword. He might chase after new, shiny projects before the old ones have been properly nurtured, leaving Leo to manage the chaos. His enthusiasm for novelty can occasionally lead to a lack of follow-through, which frustrates Leo's desire for order and completion. On the other hand, Leo's intense need for control can occasionally stifle Sagittarius's free-spirited nature. Her focus on structure and loyalty to the original vision might feel constraining to Sagittarius, who thrives on evolving ideas and constant expansion. If Leo becomes too rigid, Sagittarius might start to pull away, feeling caged in a world that was supposed to be limitless. The key to overcoming these hurdles lies in conscious balance. They must communicate openly and recognize when their natural tendencies are helping, and when they're hindering, their shared goals. Leo must give Sagittarius space to roam and innovate, trusting that he will return with fresh ideas to elevate the business. Sagittarius, in turn, must respect Leo's need for structure and help build, not abandon, the foundations that will support their shared dreams. When they find this equilibrium, there's almost no limit to what they can achieve. Together, they have the ability to launch groundbreaking brands, create influential movements, and build empires that not only generate wealth but inspire generations. Their combination of visionary daring and steadfast execution can disrupt industries, redefine markets, and set new standards for success. Picture it, a Leo woman launching a brand that immediately captures public attention with its boldness, beauty, and heart. Her presence dominates the stage, her charisma ignites passion in consumers and investors alike. Meanwhile, her Sagittarius partner is already 3 steps ahead, negotiating international partnerships, identifying emerging trends, and planting seeds in far-off markets that will bear fruit for years to come. Their business isn't just thriving, it's expanding globally, creating a legacy as enduring as it is inspiring. Conclusion: a match written in the stars. In every sense, love, friendship, marriage, sex, business, the Sagittarius man and Leo woman have what it takes to build something extraordinary. They're not just a power couple, they're a living fireworks show, a standing ovation waiting to happen. Of course, no match is perfect. They'll need to embrace compromise, communicate openly, and respect each other's need for both freedom and reassurance. But when they do, they'll write a love story that's not just passionate and adventurous, but one for the ages. So, if you're a Sagittarius man falling for a Leo woman, or vice versa, buckle up. You're in for the ride of your life. And trust me, you wouldn't want it any other way.